Hello everybody, welcome back to Self-Care Haven. I'm excited to be making a new video exploring a topic that I haven't really talked about before, although I have referred to it in other videos as per the request of a viewer who asked about this subject. The subject is narcissism in the workplace. So if you've ever worked at a company or any type of business, you've probably encountered a narcissist or two. And I believe there are two types in the workplace. I'm sure there's more, but these are the two types that I'll be focusing on because they tend to appear very much so in the workplace and a corporate environment. And the first type I'll be talking about is the aggressive narcissist. And these are narcissists who are visibly narcissistic. They are almost like a caricature of narcissism in how explicit they are in their narcissism. You will have no trouble at all spotting these narcissists because they are very highly competitive. They are often bullies in the workplace, and they will do everything in their power to make sure that they get all the credit for things that they may not even have done or achieved. They're always the ones who are going after that promotion. They're always the ones that are very aggressively climbing the corporate ladder. And the great thing about these types of narcissists is that at least you know who they are. Now, the second type that I'm going to be talking about, and which I'll be focusing mostly in this video because I believe it's super important to understand that there's another type of narcissists that you may not notice so readily. And these are the covert narcissists who are more passive aggressive about their narcissism. So these are the ones who are incredibly charming. They're not as visibly aggressive. They usually win over people with their sense of humor, their accomplishments. They tend to be in cahoots with the boss or corporate leaders that will be able to give them promotions. So they work on charming people, flattering them, and they may also have a great skill set and background and experience as well. I'm not downplaying that. But their main instrument and weapon is their charm. They know the value of networking, and they know the value of establishing relationships. But these are not just people who are good at networking. These are people who will try to undermine other coworkers in order to get ahead. So they will often speak behind your back, even though they pretend to be on your side. Much like narcissistic friends, they will triangulate you. They will attempt to tell someone that you said something badly about them, or they might even misinform someone who's a leader or a boss in whatever company you're working in about maybe something that you did that might have been a mistake, or they might have passed on information that's false information to make you look bad. And believe you me, this is completely deliberate. Narcissistic coworkers will find out a lot about you. First, they will treat you like you are a king or queen. They will put you on a pedestal, idealize you. But once they figure out that you are in some way a threat to them, they will make sure to do everything in their power to undermine your sense of control. They always need to be in control. They're highly competitive. So even little immature things that you would never even think of, they will use against you, employ against you in order to deliberately hurt you. And these are very covert, and they can really pass unnoticed, especially by the bosses that these narcissistic coworkers tend to be in cahoots with. And so what you have to recognize is that they've already established that relationship usually with the leadership. So it's very difficult for you to ever expose a covert narcissistic coworker because many times they don't leave a trail, or if they do, they leave such a confusing one that it could either go either way. And if you are a new employee especially, and someone who hasn't been as established in that particular company yet, you are likely to fall into the trap of having to explain yourself, defend yourself to someone, the boss, who may not even believe you, and who is often going to take that narcissistic coworker's side because they've either known them longer or they've established a better rapport with them. And what's important to realize is that the best revenge against any type of narcissist, even if they are covert, is really, really not being responsive to their manipulative tactics. So what I mean by this is that once they figure out that you know that they're a narcissist, they will start all sorts of hoovering and flattery techniques to get you back on their team just to devalue you again. And this is very much like the behavior of narcissistic partners as well as friends. So lucky us, we do know that there are parallels and overlaps among those behaviors. And of course, it can be even more detrimental because this is our place of work. This is our source of income. Hopefully a source of motivation and inspiration to us. And we spend so much of our time at work, if we do work in a traditional corporate environment, that it's very important to keep ourselves in control, especially in emotional control, because what the narcissist seeks is that control back. They want to see your emotional reaction. They want to see you fail. They want to make sure that your accomplishments, both inside and outside of the work environment. So if you've ever revealed to a narcissist any types of accomplishments that you've achieved outside of the work environment, they tend to be highly envious, and they might congratulate you, whether it's inside the work environment or outside of the work environment. But that is just to your face. Outside of the work environment, they will try everything in their power to undermine you and bully you. And so it's very important to keep your head on your shoulders and never, ever believe that the narcissistic coworker is on your side. That's the number one tip that I would give you. Because if you believe they're on your side in any moment, that will leave you vulnerable to being stabbed in the back quite easily. And honestly, there's people who are also just on the narcissistic spectrum who may not even be full-fledged narcissists, and they will still stab you in the back just to climb the corporate ladder. But that's another video for another day. I'm talking about full-fledged narcissists who will go through any manipulative means to undermine you. They want attention. They want control. And the best revenge is not giving any attention to them. If they approach you, be civil, be polite, but you don't have to give them the attention that they're seeking, which is the emotional control that they're seeking. They're seeking control of your emotions, just like any other narcissist in this world. And so I really advise you to really still be civil, but remember to keep your emotions in check when you are interacting with the narcissist. Remember to keep as low contact as possible. Keep it really to the affairs of the company. Do not speak to them about your personal life. If you have to speak about your personal life in any way, give them as little detail as possible. The first mistake that people usually make, especially if they're a new employee in the company and they're trying to establish rapport with people around them, is that they give too much information about their lives. And so they might reveal things about their lives that make them vulnerable to these narcissistic manipulation tactics. Remember that the narcissist is never going to be happy for you, whether you're accomplishing something inside or outside of the work environment. They will do everything in their power to steal your ideas, take credit for your work, discredit you, devalue you, and make sure that they take advantage of their relationship with the leadership in order to put you down and make you feel off track, confused. Even if you've never done anything to harm the narcissist, they don't care. As long as you present some sort of threat, whether it's the fact that you're more accomplished, whether it's the fact that you have a better educational background or more experience, or perhaps you are also in competition with them for a certain promotion. It could be anything. It could be looks. It could be a sense of humor. It could be the fact that people at the work really love you and you threaten their sense of control and the fact that they have so much attention. It could be really anything. Any little or big thing can really, really excite the narcissist into competing. They're highly competitive. They will never give up, and they will do everything in their power to destroy you. But remember this, the brighter you shine, the harder it is to bring you down. Let me say that again. The brighter you shine, the harder it is to bring you down. That means when you refocus on your own work, your own improvement, and you focus less on the narcissist, and you keep as low contact as possible, it's much harder for the narcissist to maintain that control over your emotions. So remember, do not give away personal information. Do not talk about your accomplishments openly with the narcissist in any way, because that's just going to ignite their fury and their envy. Keep it to yourself or save it for the leadership. And don't even try to expose the narcissist in any way, because it's just going to go back to them. Whether the coworkers mean well or not, they will eventually, get around to telling the narcissist in some way or hinting at it. And you have no idea what the rapport is between these coworkers. So you have no idea if the narcissist is going to actually benefit from you gossiping about them. So it's really important to be civil and really stay classy, and do not try to talk smack about the narcissist, because it's just going to ignite the narcissist's fury. And the worst fear that they have, besides losing control, is being exposed. And so really, really try to keep to yourself. Of course, establish rapport with the people who are not narcissistic, and your character will speak for itself. I know that there's certain situations where you end up having to leave because the narcissist or the person with the antisocial personality disorder, which is a different disorder, but they overlap, is so infuriating and just so overwhelming that you cannot take being in that work environment. You may even work in a company where there's a large amount of narcissists or antisocial personalities. So it's really important to consider your own situation, but those are the tips that I would give for someone who's either new or has been dealing with a narcissist for a long time. You do have choices. You don't have to stay at your current place of work if you feel like it's too overwhelming for you, or if you feel like everybody's on the narcissistic coworker side and nobody's going to believe you. But I would recommend staying strong. Don't give up. Focus on your own work. Get as much as possible as you can out of this experience wherever you work. And make sure that you establish relationships with the people who are not narcissistic and really enjoy those relationships. And try to keep as low contact with the narcissist as possible. And do not reveal any personal information again. Do not give them that sense of power and control by reacting to them or what they're doing. Make sure that you are documenting things properly. Whatever work you're doing, make sure you're documenting it. Make sure that they cannot try to spread a misinformation about you. And do whatever you can to control the things that you can control. Some things are out of your control, I know, and it's frustrating. But really, do not give up. Do not give in. And remember, the brighter you shine, the harder it is for you to get caught up in the darkness and for the narcissist to bring you down. So don't give up, okay? And I hope to talk to you soon. I hope this video has been helpful to those who have been dealing with narcissistic coworkers or coworkers who may have antisocial personality disorder. It's a very tough work environment when you have even just one narcissist who's trying to devalue and put you down. But remember that you are important. Your work is important. You bring value to whatever company or business that you work for. And do not let this bully bring you down, okay? All right, I will talk to you soon. Until then, take care.